All right, let's talk about something every writer knows all too well. That dreaded blinking cursor on a blank page. You've got this amazing idea for a movie, but getting started feels impossible. Well, what if I told you there's a simple, powerful way to structure your entire script? Let's dive in.
I mean, how real is that? This comes from a screenwriter who's successfully written 8 feature films. 8! And they still feel that fear. So if you've ever felt that pit in your stomach, just know, you are absolutely not alone. It's a universal feeling.
And yeah, that feeling, that's the big one, isn't it? It's the challenge of the blank page. It's like you're standing at the bottom of a huge mountain with no idea how you're ever going to get to the top.
Let's be honest, the idea of having to fill 120 pages, it's just paralyzing. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned pro or this is your very first script, that number is intimidating. But what if we could break that mountain down into just a few manageable steps?
Okay, so here's the good news. There's a way through it, a kind of structural lifeline to hold on to when you feel like you're lost at sea. We're going to call it the 5 pillars method.
Seriously, just imagine having a blueprint, a secret weapon maybe, something that doesn't just help you start, but actually holds up your entire story from beginning to end. That's exactly what these 5 pillars are designed to do. They give you the confidence to build something that will actually stand on its own.
So you're probably asking, okay, great, but what are they? It's time to pull back the curtain. And you might be surprised by how specific and powerful these pillars really are.
Okay, so check this out. The whole concept is that you don't write from page 1 straight through to page 120. No way. Instead, you start by figuring out just 5 super important scenes. These 5 scenes are your foundation, the pillars that will support everything else you write. It's like building the frame of a house before you start putting up the walls. Make sense, right?
And here they are, the magic numbers for a standard 120-page screenplay. Scene 25, Scene 45, Scene 60, which is your big midpoint, then Scene 75, and finally, Scene 95. Now, these are not random numbers, believe me. They are strategically placed tentpoles that are going to anchor your entire narrative. And this is where it gets really, really cool. There's this French term, décalcomanie, which basically means a perfect mirrored symmetry. Take a look. Scene 25 is about a quarter of the way in, and Scene 95 is about a quarter of the way from the end. Same thing with Scene 45 and Scene 75. They all perfectly mirror each other around that huge central pillar at Scene 60. It creates this beautiful structural balance. It's kind of brilliant.
Okay, so we have the numbers. We know where the pillars go. But the really important question is, what do they actually do? This is where the whole technique really comes to life. Think of these pillars as your heavy lifters. They're doing all the hard work. They're spreading out the weight of your story so the roof doesn't cave in. They're the checkpoints that keep you from getting lost. But, and this is the most important part, they aren't just about plot points. They are tied directly to your characters.
This right here is the secret sauce. Your plot is nothing more than your character's emotional journey made visible. So each of those 5 pillar scenes, it has to be a massive emotional turning point. We're talking about a point of no return, a devastating betrayal, a life-changing realization. That emotional change is the plot. The structure is just there to support the feeling.
So, to wrap this all up, let's try a different metaphor. Because pillars can feel a little rigid, right? What if we thought of them as something brighter, something that guides the way?
Yes! Lighthouses! I love this. You're not just building supports in the dark, you're building 5 giant lighthouses. And whenever you get lost, you know you're on page 73 and you have no idea where the story is going, you just look up, spot the next light on the horizon, and steer toward it.
At the end of the day, it all comes down to this. With these lighthouses, your story has momentum, a clear direction. Without them, well, it's pretty easy to get lost in the fog, just drifting. Setting up those 5 lights first, it's an absolute game changer.
So, I'll leave you with this question. Just for a second, forget the blank page, forget the 120-page count. Just think about 5 moments, 5 crucial turning points, 5 huge emotional shifts. What will the 5 lighthouses in your story illuminate? Start there, and trust me, the path will begin to appear.